So hi everyone, welcome to the channel and welcome to this new video where I'll be mostly talking about ChatGPT and its use for students. So how can students make use of ChatGPT and enhance their skills as well as their work? So without wasting any time, let's get started. So we'll be talking about ChatGPT prompts every student should know. I'll be talking about 7 of them. So most students use ChatGPT in the most basic way. They type something like explain this topic or write my assignment, and then they get an average answer. But ChatGPT becomes much more powerful when you use the right prompts. In this video, I'll show you 7 practical ChatGPT prompts that students can use to understand difficult topics, create study plans, summarize notes, practice questions, prepare assignments, and make flashcards, as well as even use ChatGPT like a personal tutor. I'll run these prompts on screen so you can see exactly how they work. This video is not about copying answers blindly. This is about learning smarter, revising faster, and using AI as a study assistant. And a quick disclaimer, this video is for educational as well as informational purpose only. ChatGPT can make mistakes, so always verify important academic information from your textbooks, teachers, official course materials, or trusted sources. Also, do not use ChatGPT to cheat or submit copied work. Use it to understand better, think clearly, and improve your learning. Now let's begin. I'll show 7 prompts. For each prompt, I'll explain when to use it, then I'll run it on screen, and then I'll show you how to improve the output with a follow-up prompt. Let's start with the most common student problem, understanding difficult topics. The first prompt is for students who are stuck with a difficult topic. This can be anything: economics, biology, history, computer science, psychology, physics, finance, or any academic subject. Most students ask ChatGPT, explain photosynthesis. But this is too basic. Instead, use this prompt. Act as a friendly tutor, explain insert the topic to me like I'm a beginner. Use simple language, one real life analogy, and one example, and then give me 5 question quiz to test my understanding. Okay, let's test this with an example. So I have these prompts ready with me. So I'll paste the first prompt here and see how does the ChatGPT respond to this prompt. So I'm basically using here one of the prompt. Act as a friendly tutor, explain the topic. So I can insert a topic here, suppose inflation. Okay, so explain inflation to me like I'm a beginner. Use simple language, one real life analogy, one example, and then give me a 5 question quiz to test my understanding. So once I run this particular prompt, I see there the ChatGPT has responded me in the same fashion that I've asked for: a real life analogy, example, and why does inflation happen, and a quick summary, as well as 5 question quiz at the bottom for my understanding. So this is how the ChatGPT responds if you give a complete structured prompt. Now notice what happens. ChatGPT is not just giving a definition, it is explaining the topic like a tutor. It gives a simple explanation, an analogy, an example, and a quiz. This is much better than just reading one paragraph. Now you can ask a follow-up question. So for this, I have a follow-up question which I can ask it. So I'm asking, make this explanation even simpler and explain it with a student life example. So once we run this follow-up question, we see that it has structured the answer and the response as I have asked for it. So this is the real power of ChatGPT. You can keep refining until the topic becomes clear. Use this prompt whenever a topic feels confusing. Now we talk about the second prompt. It's creating a study plan. It is about planning. Many students do not fail because they are not smart. They struggle because they do not have a clear study plan. ChatGPT can help you break a big subject into daily tasks. Here is the prompt. Create a study plan for subject or exam. I have dash number of days and can study for these many hours per day. Break the plan into daily tasks, revision time, practice questions, and final review. Present it in a table. So let's run an example. So for the second prompt, I've added the prompt here. and I can modify the prompt accordingly. So I'll replace this subject and exam with beginner level psychology. So create a study plan for beginner level psychology. I have suppose 14 days. So I have 14 days and can study 1.5 hours, around 1.5 hours per day. So break the plan into daily tasks, revision time, practice questions and final review. Present it in a table. So here is a systematic response that we get from ChatGPT. Now ChatGPT gives a structured day-by-day plan. This is useful because you no longer have to think, what should I study today? You can customize it. For example, you can ask a follow-up question. So for the follow-up question, I can ask, make this plan easier for a busy student who has school or college during the daytime. As you can see, it's now the revised version of the response. Now the plan becomes more realistic. This is important because a study plan should not look perfect on paper but fail in real life. So always give ChatGPT your actual constraints, time available, exam date, difficulty level, week topics and daily schedules. So now we'll have a look at the third prompt, which is to turn notes into study material. The third prompt is about summarizing the notes. Students often have long notes, messy lecture points, copied material, textbook, paragraphs or slides. Instead of rereading everything again and again, you can ask ChatGPT to convert it into clean study material. So here is the prompt. You can ask, summarize the following notes into number 1, key points, number 2, important definitions, number 3, simple examples, number 4, possible exam questions, and number 5, a short revision summary. So let's use this example and let's run the prompt and see what it responds. So now I have asked the ChatGPT to summarize the following notes into key points, important definitions, simple examples, possible exam questions, and a short revision summary. Here are my notes.
Inflation is a general increase in prices over time. It reduces purchasing power. Common causes include demand pull inflation, cost push inflation, and increased money supply. Central banks often use interest rates to control inflation.
Let's run this. Now as you can see, ChatGPT converts rough notes into a clean format. This is powerful because it changes your notes from passive reading material into active revision material. You can then ask for a follow-up question, like convert this summary into a one-page exam revision sheet. So now I have asked for a one-pager revision sheet and I have got the response from ChatGPT, as you can see here. So this is perfect before exams. You can also ask, make it simpler, add examples, create flashcards, turn it into multiple choice questions. This one prompt can unlock many study workflows. Now moving ahead, on the fourth prompt, it is practice like an exam. The fourth prompt is for practice questions. Reading is not enough. Students need active recall. That means testing yourself before the actual exam. ChatGPT can create practice questions from any topic. So for example, here is the prompt. Create practice questions on this topic. Include 5 multiple choice questions, 5 short answer questions, 3 application based questions, and an answer key at the end. Do not show the answers immediately after each question. So let's run this prompt and see how ChatGPT responds to this. So I've asked ChatGPT about creating a practice questions on climate change. So this is how ChatGPT has responded as I have expected ChatGPT to respond. This is much better than only reading your notes. Now you can test yourself. You can even make it more exam specific. As well as you can ask a follow-up question, like make these questions harder and more suitable for university level students, or ask me these questions one by one and wait for my answer before giving feedback. So let me just ask a follow-up question to this. So now it will be asking me questions one by one, and as I answer them, then I will be receiving feedback from ChatGPT. Now this turns ChatGPT into an interactive practice partner. Now moving on to the fifth prompt. It is about assignment outline. So the fifth prompt is for essays and assignments. Important note: do not use ChatGPT to simply write your entire assignment and submit it as your own work. That can create academic integrity problems. A better use is asking ChatGPT to help you structure your thoughts. Use it for outlines, arguments, examples, counterpoints, and research direction. So here's a sample prompt that you can use. Help me create an assignment outline on this topic. Include number 1, strong introduction idea, main arguments, supporting examples, counter arguments, suggested structure, conclusion direction, research questions I should explore. Do not write the full assignment. Help me think and structure it. So let's try this prompt and see how it responds. So now let me just ask this prompt to ChatGPT and see how it responds. So I'm asking ChatGPT to create an assignment outline on the impact of social media on mental health. So as I've given instructions in my prompt, similarly the ChatGPT is responding and giving me the answer in that particular fashion itself. Now this is a responsible and smart way to use ChatGPT. It does not replace your thinking. It gives you a structure so you can write better. Now you can ask a follow-up question to ChatGPT for this. Give me 5 possible thesis statements for this assignment, each with a different angle. So once you ask follow-up questions, this will help you decide your direction before writing. For students, this is a high impact use case because it reduces blank page anxiety. Moving on to our sixth prompt, which is creating flashcards. It is for revision purpose. Flashcards are powerful because they force your brain to recall information instead of just rereading it. ChatGPT can turn any topic into flashcards. So here is a sample prompt. Turn this topic into flashcards. Format them as a table with 2 columns, question and answer. Make the questions short and useful for quick revision. So let's run this prompt sample on ChatGPT and see how it responds. So now I'm asking ChatGPT to create flashcards for this topic, basic marketing concepts. So as we can see, there are question and answers in 2 columns in tabular form in the form of a flashcard, and it's easy to revise than to reread the whole book or whole concepts in a detailed manner. So now you get a clean flashcard table. This can be used before exam, quizzes, presentations, or class discussions. You can also improve it. And you can also ask a follow-up question like create a second set of harder flashcards that test application, not just definitions. This is important because many exams do not ask definitions. They ask you apply concepts. So use basic flashcards first, then application-based flashcards. This gives you better preparation. Now let's move to our last prompt, which is the personal tutor mode. The 7th prompt is my favorite. This turns ChatGPT into a personal tutor. Instead of asking ChatGPT to simply explain everything, ask it to teach you step by step. Here is the prompt. Act as my personal tutor for this particular topic. Teach me step by step. Ask me one question at a time, wait for my answer, correct me if I'm wrong, and only move to the next question when I understand. So let's run this on the ChatGPT and see how it responds. So now I run this particular prompt on ChatGPT and ask it to be my personal tutor for basic economics. So as we can see, it has started topic wise and step wise. Now ChatGPT starts interacting with you. This is very different from reading notes. It creates a learning conversation. You can answer, make mistakes, get corrected, and continue. This is especially helpful for difficult subjects, exam revision, language practice, coding concepts, finance basics, science topics, or anything you want to learn deeply. You can also add a follow-up question like, after every answer, rate my understanding from 1 to 10 and tell me what should I improve. So let us ask a follow-up question and see how this works. So I have asked ChatGPT that after every answer, rate my understanding from 1 to 10 and tell me what I should improve. So now the ChatGPT has given me two responses, response 1 and response 2. So I can select any of the response to continue further. So this is how interactive ChatGPT can be. Now ChatGPT becomes even more useful because it is not only teaching you, it is giving feedback. Before we close, here are some mistakes students should avoid while using ChatGPT. Firstly, copying answers directly. Use ChatGPT to learn, structure, and improve, not to cheat. Secondly, not verifying information. ChatGPT can make mistakes. Always check important facts from textbooks, teachers, or trusted sources. Mistake number 3, using vague prompts. Instead of saying, explain this, give context, say your level topic, exam type, deadline, and what kind of output you want. Fourth mistake, stopping after the first answer. The best results come from follow-up questions. Ask ChatGPT to simplify, expand, create examples, quiz you, or turn the answers into flashcard. Fifth mistake, not adding your own thinking. ChatGPT is a tool. Your learning still depends on your effort. So a quick recap of what we have seen today. Prompt number 1, explain difficult topics simply. Prompt number 2, create a study plan. Prompt number 3, summarize notes. Prompt number 4, generate practice questions. Prompt number 5, create assignment outlines. Prompt number 6, make flashcards. Prompt number 7, use personal tutor mode. So if you're a student, these 7 prompts can help you study smarter, revise faster, and understand concepts more clearly. But remember, use ChatGPT responsibly. Do not blindly copy, verify important information, and use it to improve your own learning. In the next video, I'll show ChatGPT for working professionals with 7 powerful prompts for email, meetings, summaries, reports, presentations, decision making, planning, and workplace communication. If you want simple AI tutorials with real prompts and practical demos, subscribe to the channel and try one of these prompts today. See you in the next video. Keep sharing and keep learning. Thank you.